All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the home bench. And tonight I got this realistic TRC 52 23 channel, all crystal driven radio on the bench. And I wanted to show you how I use my arbitrary waveform generator in a situation like this to troubleshoot. So this radio got it in a lot with a couple of other radios, a realistic TRC 427, the TRC 469, and this. And this was the last one that I pulled out to work on to see what I can do with it. And after fixing a couple of minor things, it received and transmitted fine for a while. So it still keys up. Let me show you here. I'm going to key it up now. Oh, well, there you go. Keys up just fine, and it modulates too. Right now, we got no tone in there. But after a while, the receive would just drop off. The receive was kind of intermittent on every channel, and then eventually just completely died. So got the troubleshooting, went through the old schematic here out of the Sam's manual, started down here with the antenna jack, worked my way up, and then with a signal tracer here, started right here before this transformer T1, had my signal out of the 8647A there, and I was generating about a minus 20 dB signal to be able to pick it up on with my signal tracer, my Heathkit signal tracer, and then worked over here to this first transistor, which is TR1. Had the signal to base, had a bigger signal to collector, knew that was all right. Worked through, came through here, had the signal here at TR2, same thing, base to collector. The signal was increased in amplitude. And then I lost it right there. Solder pad 49 or TP1, everything just fell apart right there. So I started looking at the schematic and said, all right, said to myself, what is common amongst all 23 channels on receive? And that brings us to this crystal right there. And this transistor here, once that signal, that 11.730 megahertz is amplified, gets fed up right to here, and then bam, that's where everything fell apart. So pull this crystal out, which is right here, and check this on the oscilloscope. I can zoom in on it. There we go. And it's definitely just dead as a doornail now. So what I did just to verify that this indeed was the problem, so that crystal resides right down in here. You can see that spot right there. Is I just use my arbitrary waveform generator. So right now I've got it set up for 11.730 megahertz and, or well, that's kilohertz actually. Let's not do that. 11, oh, let's go back to frequency, 11.730 megahertz. There we go. And 2 volts peak to peak's enough. And I'm going to feed that into that socket, that crystal socket down there. It's hard to see. I'm going to feed that right into there and give that circuit that missing mixed frequency, and then we'll see if we can get it to receive our 1 kilohertz tone at minus 67 dB out of our 8647A. And spoiler, yes, it's going to work. Anyway, let me figure out a way to set this up so I can do it one-handed, and then I'll show you. So we'll be back here in a second. I'll show you how I set up this to be able to test. So I've got a couple of leads down there into the crystal socket, that positive negative lead there, and we have a minus 67 dB 1 kilohertz tone at 27.185 megahertz, channel 19 generating right now, and you hear we have nothing. So there's the output from the radio going into the synad meter, and she is not receiving a thing. And we're going to go ahead and turn on the arbitrary waveform generator now, where we're basically subbing in the crystal at 11.73 megahertz, 730 megahertz at 2 volts peak to peak. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And there you go. Now we got about 16, 15 dB of synad there, and she's receiving. So yeah, just a neat way to, let me turn that off again. Just a neat way to use your arbitrary waveform generator to troubleshoot a crystal problem like this. And you could use that really with any one of these crystals. So if you had a particular channel that wasn't transmitting and receiving, you could use your arbitrary waveform generator to sub in any one of these crystals here to troubleshoot with to verify, yep, I got a crystal problem. So this particular Siglent generator will go all the way to 30 megahertz, so I can do any one of the crystals in this radio and sub it in, get my frequency mixing correct, and be able to verify, yes, I got a crystal problem. So yeah, the only problem now is I don't have a replacement for this 11.730 megahertz crystal, so I'm going to have to find another TRC52 and steal it out of that. But that's all right. I'll just let this sit until I can find one and get it working. Then I guess I'll recap it then, hard mount this new CB power jack and align it, and that'll be it. It'll be a good little 23 channel AM CB radio to play with. So that's about it. 73s, guys, and we'll see you next time.